Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mahr's Product of the Month. This month, it's the Millimar C1202 Length Evaluation System. I'm George Schutz, your presenter, Director of Precision Gauges here in Providence, Rhode Island. And if you have any questions during the presentation, use the chat feature, and I will respond to your question after the webinar by email. Let's begin. Today's agenda is to learn about the new addition to the Millimar length product line. The Millimar C1202, we'll talk about its features, functions, why it's the length evaluation system of the future. We'll also talk about the 2022 outlook for our other length products, and we'll look at the special feature of the C1202 being the October product of the month. Now here's a quick overview of the Millimar evaluation system and amplifier line. We have our indicator and evaluation instruments. Mahr manufactures a full line of LVDT style probes. We have a series of standard components which can be used to build custom gauging applications. Our fixed plug gauges also fall under the Millimar line, which is our Dimentron style plugs and our 844D plugs. And also the complete air gauging line made by Mahr falls under the Millimar line of products. Now in 2015, Mahr has introduced the C1200, which was our really new breakthrough in bench evaluation systems. It offered the fastest and clearest, I think, color display, providing excellent response for simulating an analog meter. And that's always been a kind of an issue in trying to simulate the nice, smooth movement of a true analog meter. But I think the C1200 does a great job of that. The C1200 is a full feature bench amplifier, but it's very easy to use and set up. It's very competitive for all the features that you're getting, providing outstanding performance. And our customers have overwhelmingly adapted it. We've sold thousands of them for some of the most basic or kind of tough single input bench application requirements. But now it's time to build upon these features with the next generation product. And that's their new Millimar C1202 indicator and evaluation instrument. It's really the next generation of 2-channel length measuring instruments. Some of the key features of the new Millimar C1202 is the fact that it's a 2-channel length measuring instrument. And really the C1202 becomes a length measuring instrument when you plug in or add on an N1700 modules like we have and use on our cockpit 1700 PC measuring system. With the addition of a module, it becomes a measuring instrument. So one display now can have many different applications depending on the module that's plugged into it. For example, you can get 2 measuring channels with our N1702 M-style module for 2 inductive probes, or we can have 1 or 2 of our N1701 pneumatic air gauging module and make the C1202 an air amplifier. So despite whether you have 1 or 2 inputs, you can get a maximum of 3 measuring features displayed on the unit. So thus it becomes very flexible for a lot of different measuring tasks. The flexible Millimar C1202 provides a high precision measurements in the inspection room or at the point of manufacture. Depending upon the module that's being used, we can get resolutions down to 5 microinches, or with our high resolution module down to 0.5 microinches. So now you can use the C1202 on some very tight tolerance applications. The C1202 can provide static measurements of length and angle, and it can display the angle in decimal degrees, in degrees, minutes, and seconds, or in radians. Or you can use the dynamic measurement functions of the C1202 to find the max or min of a signal, the TIR or max minus min, or the average of the signal. And of course, you can provide results that include the tolerances with warning limits if you turn on these features. Of course, the C1202 is inch metric switchable. We can do 1-point or 2-point mastering measurement, and we can do the mastering of the two features either independently or at once. The three features can be individually activated for display. You have the ability to rename the features so you can customize the display results to the application. And there's a switching input that allows us to send data, master the measurement, clear the min-max or dynamic values, start the measuring cycle or stop it. And these functions can be combined into a sequence of operations. We also have a timed control measurement function so that you can put the part in, delay the measurement, and then take that measuring cycle automatically. So these allow the C1202 to be built into very basic semi-automated gauging applications. And all these measuring routines and functions can be saved to a micro SD card and recalled later as needed. So you can create part programs, store them on the internal memory, and recall them anytime you need. But one of the greatest things about the C1202 is its fast, clear display. It's a high resolution and high contrast 4.3-inch color display with a very high refresh rate of 40 hertz that really obtain a realistic visualization of an analog indicator. The display of the C1202 can be tilted for the best viewing angle, and it also includes mounting for making a wall mount capability. So now you can choose 3 different types of displays of showing a dial, a digital, or a combination type of display format. So now these measurements, depending on the application, you can choose the best one that meets that application. And of course, the background or the bars can change color when the tolerances or the warning limits are exceeded. Now, the C1202 is very user-friendly with its keypad and menu navigation, just like the C1200 or our cockpit software. Everything is done by tabs and rows. So you select the tab that you want, go down to the row that you're going to change, select it, and make the change. So this is done through flexible but dedicated keys so that only the function that's activated has a choice for that operation. So the functions required for measurement are available directly via these soft keys. And these are tough, hard key buttons with a haptic feedback that tell the operator when the function has been pressed. So even wearing gloves, you know that you've made a keystroke. Now the data interface is very powerful with the C1202. We're using a bi-directional interface that allows for direct control of the operation of the C1202. You can transfer the measurements, or you can do device setup via the the USB cable. So now these devices are settable with data transmission parameters, or you can remove and control commands all from the USB interface. Now the communication can be done and controlled by Marcom professional software. Now what's valuable about that is that you can record values with the C1202 and also include with the data the ID number of the device that's being used. So we can identify the C1202, and now we can store that information with the data. So in effect, we're tying the whole measuring cycle together. So now we have easy setup of the parameters, also with the Marcom software, so we can basically write the programs with Marcom, store them there if needed, and we can download them to the C1202, or vice versa. We can program the C1202 and download the programs to Marcom. Plus, you can also do the control functions with Marcom to set up the C1202 and control the C1202 with Marcom directly. So Marcom is our free software that allows for communication between our various products, whether they be integrated wireless or hardwired, and then take that data and put it into a number of different places, into Excel files, into third-party software, into a QStat, SPC type of programs. So we have lots of different ways of taking data from a product like a C1202 and putting that data where it can be collected. And of course, Marcom is free. It's downloadable from the Mahr.com website. And why Mahr data collection? Well, we all know that data collection is an important part of the measuring cycle now for documentation, process control, process improvement, gauge tracking now with the fact that we're adding the serial number to the gauge, and with the bidirectional communication, it's easy to tie that whole system together. This makes it transparent to the operator. There's no add-on control modules or complex mux boxes to import the data. It all becomes part of the normal measuring function. So here's a couple of screens from Marcom Professional, scene where you can identify a serial number or a part number that's being measured. Now we're tying the measuring results and the gauging instruments together. And you can also see that we have a couple of tabs here that we can break the settings up of the product being set into settings, device parameters, and where we're going to transfer the information to. So Marcom is a very easy to use tool. And with the Marcom, really the interface protocol is done through the USB. You can see that under the device parameters here. We have our number of features. We can set the tolerances, the working limits, the nominal, the master settings, all through Marcom. And these functions are can be locked out to the user, and only Marcom might be able to unlock those features. So we can really lock up the C1202 from users that shouldn't be setting up the unit. And all these commands, we make these commands public, and they can be controlled by the USB cable through a third-party software if that's required. On the back of the C1202, we have our connections for the data interface, the switching input, which is a foot switch or a control from another device. We have our power connection, and we have a place for a micro SD card where you can store your part programs. Now, here's just a little example of the type of display format that we're using with the C1202, where we have a, we'll try that again here. It looks like that function is not working, but this was going to show us the ability to load part programs through the SD card and easily change the display from different functions. Here's the common Millimar 1700 modules that we can use with the C1202. You have the ability to take two LVDT inputs of either Mahr compatible, TESA compatible, or Marpos compatible probes with resolutions down to 5 microinches. We also have our 1702 Mahr high resolution modules. With this one, we can use the higher accuracy probes and get to a 0.5 micro-inch resolution. Both these modules are available now. And we also have our pneumatic module, which allows us to take the Mahr incorporated 2500 or 5000 to 1 tooling, 4-jet tooling, or our high resolution or high magnification 10,000 to 1 tooling. And again, these 3 modules are available now. And soon we will be introducing our next module, which is our module for 2 incremental probes or rotary encoders. This is a VSS, 1 volt VSS signal. We can get 5 micro-inch resolution. So if you have any digital scales or encoders, the C1202 can act as a display for that type of operation. So the C1202 has many different applications, and let's take a quick look at some of those. The first is a differential bench stand where we're measuring a thickness with 2 probes, and of course this allows us to measure the thickness without regard to position. So if there's some form error in that part, the 2 probes will differentially measure thickness without regard to that form error. We have applications for 2 probes and doing a dynamic measurement where we can be looking at TIR or runout or coaxiality between the 2 diameters, and the C1202 can record the dynamics of this function. A perfect application for the C1202 is with air gauging using 2 inputs and making taper measurements. So doing a taper measurement, as long as you know the 2 diameters and the distance between them, you can not only measure those diameters, but you can also calculate the taper angle. So this is great for measuring tapers of tool holders or medical implants, where tapers are a very critical component of that assembly. So the C1202 is a full feature bench amplifier. We're very excited about it. Multi-channel, 1 or 2 inputs of LVT, air, or digital encoders, providing 3 features with different types of display formats. We can simulate an analog display for dynamic checks. It has selectable inch metric, normal reverse, tolerance, master deviations, all the features that you find in a full feature digital amplifier. You can also do customer calibrations. So if you have some levers or something in the setup, you can calibrate the system for that. And of course, we have the powerful bidirectional data output and control. So I think it's a high value amplifier with lots of features for the price. It's simple but high performance, and it's ideal for a point of part manufacturer. And you can get easy data collection with Marcom software. So here's a quick look of all the modules that are available with the C1202. You have the the basic price of the C1202, which is $1,590. And then now you have the modules for LVDT, high resolution, air gauging, digital capability, accessories for data collection through the USB cable, the foot switch. We have a filter regulator kit for the air modules, and there's an extension rail that allows us to hold two of the pneumatic modules onto the C1202. Now, the C1202 was a very important amplifier for the Mahr future. Because of all the advantages of the C1202, one device can do many different applications. Therefore, it's going to be replacing all the amplifiers that you see on the left here. So the C1208, the 830 series, the 832, 1216, and the pneumatic versions of those amplifiers, along with the Dimensionaire, are going to be discontinued as of the 1st of 2022. So the C1202 has all the capabilities with the LVDT modules, the high resolution modules, and the pneumatic modules to replace the amplifiers we have now with a lot more features at prices that are often lower than the existing amplifier. High resolution, multiple displays, saving the programs to the memory card, easy to use display makes the C1202 the replacement of the future for all these bench amplifiers. So the Millimar bench amplifier line as of 2022 will look like this. We'll have our C1200, the one input LVDT module. We'll have the C1202 and the appropriate N1700 module, allowing for 2 inputs and 3 features, whether they be LVDT, air gauging, or digital. We'll continue with the 1840 column for 2 LVDT or a single air input, and we'll continue with the micro dimensionaire. So these are all modern, new-looking products with full features, more than capable for a bench evaluation system. And this month, the C1202 is our product of the month. It's at its introductory price of $1,590. But all the modules that are being used with the C1202 are running at promotion prices. So you can take advantage of upgrading or replacing an existing bench amplifier system with the C1202, get all today's new features at prices, like I said, are probably lower than might have been previously available with some of our existing bench amplifiers. And of course, you order the product now, you get a free Mahr mug as part of the product of the month promotion. So today we discussed the new Millimar C1202 length evaluation system. We talked about its features, its accessories, some applications for the C1202 of multiple inputs and up to 3 results. We talked about the data collection, why it's the choice of amplifier to be used at the point of manufacture, how its new features and value will be replacing many of the current Mahr length products, and being part of the product of the month when combined with the promo pricing on the modules, it makes us a great value for updating existing products. So why Mahr? We have a great product line with great metrology products for the industry. We have the application team and competence here to support you. You can call us anytime. We're open. We have great technical support ready to take your questions. We have great wireless hand tool portfolio to help you reach Industry 4.0. The C1202 also allows you to do that with the capability of tying the gauging to the measurement results. We have promotion prices with high quality to help you achieve the best value. And after this webinar, we're going to send you a link to recording of the webinar, a PDF of the product of the month, and there are more data sheets available for you to select at the Mahr.com website. So feel free to contact us any time, and we'll get these product information out to you. Thank you again for attending today's webinar. I hope you've learned something. Again, our technical support group is here to help you with your Millimar bench gauging applications.